Hello everybody. It's good evening for me, good morning to you guys, or good afternoon if you're watching this later. I specifically wanted to wait until the evening to film this for the lesson for the study for the next couple of days, or for the day for you. We're talking about urbanization and people moving from the farms or the rural areas, which is the less populated areas, to the urban areas or the more populated areas. And I'm not going to spend a long time talking about this, but I'm standing out here in my yard. You saw this the other day. And the reason I'm out here is because this is a trend that has been happening for several decades, but it's a relatively new thing in history where people, for a long time, hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years, lived a more agrarian society. I mean, they lived off the land. They were farmers. They were, if they weren't necessarily farmers, though most people were, they had a trade that they traded with farmers to help support them, because there's no grocery stores, there's no Kroger, many years ago. And so today we've kind of grown up with the concept of having a supermarket, and we have the Home Depot and Lowe's, and we have, all these places that we need to go if we need food or supplies that to help us live our lives the way that we do. But the concept of a home, the concept of having a house, a dwelling that's not in the country, or all by itself, a neighborhood like I live in here today, is a relatively new concept in the last, several generations. And so today what we're going to talk about is the move from the rural to the urban, from the country to the city. Today you're going to take a look at some census data. Now, the census is something that's required by our Constitution. Every 10 years, it's taken on the turn of the decade. So this is the year 2020. And so there's a new census taken at the beginning of each decade. Your parents have already taken it, or they're going to take the survey. They can either do it online, that's kind of a newer thing, or there's a survey that comes in the mail. Or if they don't do that, then someone's going to come door to door and knock on the door and say, hey, we need to fill out the census. And it basically tracks where people live and how they live. It's exactly what we're talking about today. So the census website, we're going to take a look at. Now, obviously, we don't have the 2020 data yet because that's still being collected. So we're going to go back 10 years to 2010, and we're going to analyze some of that data of when people moved from analyzing the urbanization of the United States. So we're going to get a better view of how people live moving from rural to the urban. And you're going to see that. That's quite the trend, okay? So there's an activity for you to do today, and take a look at that worksheet. Again, just like normal, you can do a text box over that. I showed you how to do that before. Most of you got that going pretty well. If you have questions, I'm always here to help you. All right? So just follow the instructions on Canvas and you'll be good to go. I'll see you guys later.